Yes, people, welcome back to the Ref's View. Well, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. It's the Ref's View, or the official Ref's View. A little bit of background, but before we get into all of that, make sure you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Let's get to that 200 mark before the end of the month. I'm joined by Dom. How are we doing, mate?
I'm decent, Paul. I'm decent. I've had a good week. Now we're on this, and yeah, try to do some officiating once again. So yeah, I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, so a little bit of background. Obviously, this was on a different channel, but I decided that it would be best to focus on my own channel because it's getting bigger. So I wanted to do that. I hope people that I was on understand the reasons for that. Because this channel is getting bigger and bigger every day, and I want to make sure that the content is exactly driven for you. You'll love the United show tomorrow. I have put hours of work into making something, so it's going to be great for tomorrow. RJ can thank me later. There's levels to this, but a little bit of background. I used to be a referee. I did stop a little while ago. It was a couple of years ago, maybe about a year or two. I gave up, couldn't be bothered with it anymore. The pay is shit, and the abuse from parents and spectators is just horrific, especially parents. I will say that much. So that's a little bit of background about me. What about you, Dom?
Yeah, so I'm currently a level 6 referee. Been doing it for 3 years. Pay is shit, but it's still money at the end of the day. But saying that, I don't know where you grew up, Niall, because I don't get that sort of abuse. But parents do know best, apparently. Parents do know best. They do.
Parents are the worst. Parents are the worst. In Devon, they get very, very aggy. Very aggy. That is clear. There's a few things to talk about today. There's obviously VAR. We are going to discuss VAR. We're going to see what we think about it. Then you've got Arsene Wenger, who's apparently chucked out this new offside rule, which is absolutely... I don't know if he wants 10-goal games or something, but Arsene Wenger clearly wants more 8-2s. I know that much for a fact. And then we've obviously got the first female referee in the EFL. So we'll start with her, actually. We'll give her prime time, the first topic. Rachel Welch, I think is what you call her name. It's actually spelled exactly like Chris's name there. Right, so big up the panel. So it's actually W-E-L-C-H. So I'm guessing that's Welch. I'm guessing so. That's how I'm guessing that's how we pronounce it. So it's Rebecca Welch. Now, I haven't seen many games that she's done, but I've seen a couple. I remember vividly watching her because I was watching some Vanarama National League. It was a slow day in football. I think Sheffield United were playing Palace, and I didn't fancy watching that. That's not even Brexit football. That's horrific football. So I thought I'd tune into the National League, and she was reffing. She didn't get one decision wrong. You know how I normally criticise referees? I do that on a daily basis. I now think that to become a Premier League referee, it is on the back of the Frosties box. A bit like when you used to get trips to Alton Towers. Now you get to become a professional Premier League referee on the back of a Frosties box. That's how I presume they do it. A partnership with Kellogg's or something. But she was really good. She didn't get many decisions wrong. Very authoritative. She knew what she was doing. Do you think this is a good sign of what we're seeing now? More women sort of getting these male sort of into the male game. It's the EFL. I think she's doing Harrogate Town versus.
Yeah, it's Harrogate someone.
Yeah, it's Harrogate versus. I want to maybe say I'll have to check it now. That will bug me. I know it's League Two, but to be fair, League Two is still relatively good football. The last time I checked, anyway, it is going to be. They're saying there's one game set. What?
Just type in Harrogate on Google. It might not show on Sky.
Sky are having a funny moment because they think there's one game going on in the EFL. Well, Chris should know because he is a Carlisle fan. Harrogate Town News. Right, so we've got the thing here. Rebecca Welch becomes first female referee to be appointed to an EFL game ahead of Harrogate Town versus Port Vale. Rebecca Welch is the highest ranking female referee in English football. Referee chiefs Mike Riley and Mike Jones approved her appointment for Monday's League Two fixture between Harrogate Town and Port Vale. Welch cites influence of Premier League assistant referee Sean Massey Ellis. Rebecca Welch, highest ranking. Welch has been selected after an ongoing review of her performances this season, and her appointment had been approved by Mike Riley. In 2010, Amy Fern became the first woman to referee an EFL game as second half replacement for injured Tony Bates at Coventry game against Nottingham Forest in the Championship. Welch is the first female to be appointed to a match as an EFL referee. So what's your thoughts on that? I mean, it's actually, I think it's great news to see a woman getting the referee's job, and the thing is, she's clearly good enough because she's been picked out to do it. So it's not just she's a woman.
It's a positive. If you think about all the refereeing, what's happened recently in the past few years, it's a positive for the FA and it's positive for refereeing if you're lower levels as well, because more women coming up is going to be a big thing, because you see it in the German league, you see it in the Italian league, and that German referee, I don't know what her name is, but she does not take any shit from anyone, and she's like one of the best women referees out there. But I think women referee as well, especially if you think about the referees and the linesman that does the Premier League games, you rarely see her get a decision wrong. Yeah, and if she does, she doesn't get. If she does get abuse, I don't know. I've never seen it. I think she gets like one abuse from one person from one of the clubs that she's done it for. But it's good. It's a good positive for the FA, and I think more women coming into the game is a very big positive because it shows the diversity. It shows that the FA actually trust the women to go into a men's game and referee.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the thing is, I think we spoke about this in the anti-discrimination stream. I wouldn't want people just to be put there because it's a woman. It sort of stat pads. Look, we're doing this. I want them to be there because they're good enough. And I've seen Rebecca, and she is good enough. She don't take no shit. She don't get decisions wrong. She's very highly respected.
There's also women in the women's league as well that are really, really good and really well respected. And you can see that on social media and stuff. You go and watch women's game, and they don't. The women's referees don't take any shit at all. They really don't. It's so good to watch. And the men's one, fucking Fanny and I think I'm back. Sorry. But yeah, the men's one is so. The men's referees like fanny about a bit, where the women's a bit more stronger and tougher mentality to him. Oh, and here's the Scouser. Hello, Scouser.
We've got Tom.
I've just been for fucking 9 minutes of pain trying to get this fucking shit to work.
So what? Obviously, it's the first episode of Refs Watch. So we've got two referees and a scouse. It says I think the way I titled it on Twitter is we've got two referees and a Tom Little. But Tom, we're discussing. Yeah, we're discussing Rebecca Welch. Obviously, she's the first female referee to be appointed as EFL referee this week. She's doing Harrogate versus Port Vale on, I think, Monday or Sunday.
The glamours of lower league referee, you know.
Yeah, she's. I watched her during Stockport versus Yeovil in the National League. A very good referee. Is this something that we should see more of now? More women referees getting these opportunities to showcase? Because I've seen some of the referees in Leagues 1 and 2, and to be frankly honest, they don't exactly cover themselves in any glory. So I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, if they think she's good enough, do you think we should see more of this now?
Yeah, I mean, I can back up the claim about the referees and the EFL being awful, considering I went to about 7 Tranmere matches and saw about 10 blatant mistakes.
Yeah.
They're genuinely awful, and it has to happen. We have to be more diverse, and at the end of the day, it's not about trying to. People are going to argue, oh, they're just trying to include all genders. No, she's clearly good enough at her job to get in there.
Mm.
She's probably better than the majority of people there.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's just like there's certain people are going to be scared about it because it's a difference from the norm. Football's a man's sport. No, they can if they're good at their job, they get in. I'm
waiting for Sean Massey to get a Premier League's appointment. That has to happen. I mean, to be fair, we look at Mike Dean on a weekly basis, and he's shit, right? I think everyone can agree.
Have some respect, Niall.
I have zero respect.
Have some respect for the Tranmere Ultra.
I have zero respect for him. But the thing is, I look at the quality of referees, and why not? If they're good enough, just get them in. But yeah, obviously we wish her all the best for her game. She's really excited. Bless her. Dad is absolutely buzzing, and the way she described her mum's feelings, but she's really happy for her. So it's really good to see the entire family getting behind this and wanting to see her do well, and we want to see her do well because women in the game is absolutely what we need. Precisely. RJ saying hello, Dom and Niall. She must be good if she's a Welsh. Easter weekend. Yeah, I forgot it was Easter weekend. So obviously all the games are Friday and Monday. Unless it's Carlisle, then it's Saturday, Tuesday for Carlisle. Carlisle like to be a bit of a weird one, don't they? And it's Friday, so it's Friday this week. But the next bit I want to talk about, and I mean, we'll talk Arsene Wenger, shall we? Man has said something. I said it at the start. He wants more 8-2s. Arsene Wenger wants more 8-2 games. That's this new offside rule. I'll read it out, and then I've got a picture to show you, describing what it's going to look like. So the comment that we've got is Wenger is advocating for attackers to be onside as long as any body part with which they can use to score is level with the second to last opponent, obviously the last man, because they class keeper as an opponent. The Times believe it will be trialled in an unnamed Chinese league with a view to bringing them worldwide in the future. ESPN's Dale Johnson has showcased an example. Yeah, so the example is this. Oh, I laughed when I saw it. You're gonna love it. You are gonna love it. I need to go up. This is what he's advocating for.
What?
So essentially, as long as any part of your body that you can score with is in line with the last defender, you're onside.
I just want to, I've had this issue with it. I assume this has been brought in because VAR's had controversy with the offside rule. This will not change the VAR controversy. This will remove one and another. You're still going to need to use the lines and all this dodgy, is the angle right? But instead of trying to see if they're in front of the defender, it's to see if they're in line with the defender, any part of it. It doesn't negate it.
How is Sterling onside? I don't understand.
No, he's not. So that's an example. So that's how they're going to check offsides. So what they're going to do?
Fucking hell.
So what they're going to do is they're going to check it that if the foot is on the line, that will be classed as onside.
Why is there two Sterlings? Why is the one offside?
Because they're showing the difference for the game and what it will do. So that's how the offside rule. That's what Arsene Wenger wants it to be anyway. Now, Dom, you've had a look at that now. What the holy shit?
I'm baffled.
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
What's
your thought on that?
Sunday League picture of that rule, right? I'd get fucking criticised. Fuck that. Let's just go back to the old offside rule. Go back to the normal one.
What's wrong with the offside rule? Is there anything wrong with it?
I don't think so.
So why are you changing it?
Well, what they've said is they want it changed so that it gives attackers a better chance of scoring. So there's a comment here from Gianni Infantino, obviously the old UEFA president. He's saying, we have been seeing that maybe we can think about a new law which allows a bit more attack in football. So he wants to bring the new offside rule so it gives the attackers more opportunities.
This isn't gonna give more attack in football though. All this is gonna do is make certain games, probably even more games now, just an attack versus defence training drill, where one team will sit inside their own penalty area, so they can't. Like offside trap's dead.
Yeah.
Teams will just sit inside their own box.
Yeah.
Just defending. So since offside's practically bloody useless now, and it will lead to probably more 0-0s if anything.
Do you think?
There'll probably be about 3 instances where it's useful in creating an attacking game. There is nothing wrong with it now. The only issue people have is VAR's ruining it. VAR is following the letter of the law.
I've got an idea about that as well. So I've got lots of pictures for upcoming shows. I've done a PowerPoint for the United show tomorrow. I've got pictures for this one. I've been working hard, boys. I'll say this. A couple of comments here. Kenny, when is the United game, lads?
Sunday. 7 o'clock, 7:30.
Yeah, Sunday 7:30, because you've got match reaction at 9:30 is written down somewhere for me. Well, Stephen Kenny sat to Roy Keane appointed. Has it?
That's the Celtic one, isn't it?
Nah, Celtic are going for Eddie Howe. Wenger second best manager. Oh, but the offside rule is weird that he wants. Second best manager of all time.
I think it says April Fools underneath or something. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, that's not written by Kenny.
Oh.
Peep the date. Yeah, but the thing is, it's bad luck to do it after midday. So you're gonna have bad luck. Kenny saying, "What the fuck?" Is Wenger feeling okay? Judging by that, no. Geez, guys, all it means is by which side of the needle on simple. Yeah, it's just they want more attacking football. Kenny saying, "Can you check your Twitter DMs?" Is it about this show? Because if you hadn't noticed, I'm a little bit busy. I'm a little bit busy doing a sort of show.
The
so
Arsene Wenger rule though, it was like a few months back when VAR came first. Then controversy about it. It's like if the player who scored, like if the goal, let's say he scores with his right foot, that right foot's only allowed to be 10 centimeters offside. Because if the player's moving, the player's not going to move like this, is he? He's going to always be forward.
But talk about making it even more confusing. You want them to whack. You want them to whack out a. You want them to whack out a ruler on VAR now.
Well,
you just see. You just see you just see a ruler come on your screen. It'll be. That would be.
Mate, I can't wait till we finally get the camera inside Stockley Park and we just see the VAR assistant part with Year 9 protractor trying to measure the angle.
Mojo saying I agree with Wenger. I didn't even think anything wrong with the offside rule. It's the handball law that is one of the problems. That is true. They're sort of changing that in the summer. I think they're going to do it where they haven't solved the handball rule. They've just solved a bit of it. It's still a pile of crap.
The thing is with handball will never be solved or perfect because it's not black and white. It can never be black and white.
I've always said I don't like Dean interpreting any sort of rules. The only thing wrong with offsides is toenail offsides.
But they're
Not
still
about this show,
offside.
next show. If you're on about the next show, I do have a full panel for that. I had to go find more pictures of champions to add in because we sort of got a large panel already, so I won't be able to do that one. I'm afraid.
Pictures, did you? Only got one champion.
Yeah, hilarious. Most of them are United, believe it or not.
What a surprise!
But we've got that offside. So let's vote on it. Dom, do you want to see Wenger's offside rule implemented in the Premier League?
I'd rather see Tom at the trophy parade that they're doing later on.
And Tom, do you want to see Wenger's offside rule in the Premier League?
No, I don't. I don't see anything wrong with this one. I think that one will just cause more controversy.
I agree. Kenny's saying, all right, I will get you on a show soon enough. We've got a United match reaction against Brighton. I'll get you on that one. Or God knows what. If people can stop DMing me on Twitter at the moment, I'm sort of in the show and it's all.
Everyone DM now on Twitter.
Absolutely nobody DM me on Twitter. So the next bit I want to talk about, we do have to sort of get through this quite quickly because obviously we have got another show at 8 o'clock. So VAR, let's have a little quiz. How many goals do you think VAR has overturned this season? Dom, we'll start with you.
This season? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
About 104.
Ooh. Tom?
Just in the Premier League or?
Just in the Premier League.
I'm going to go for... Let's go for like 70.
109.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
VAR has overturned 109 direct goals.
How many of them overturns have been correct?
I don't have that figure. I couldn't be bothered to look that far into it.
It will be the majority. It will be the majority that are correct. That's the thing.
Well, correct in terms of if a toenail's offside. We've seen some weird ones. For example, this one.
Oh, you didn't have to bring this up, man. You had how many others? You had how many?
That's apparently offside. Well, unfortunately, Tom, most of them are done to Liverpool by the looks of it.
Oh,
that's apparently offside.
Got the Patrick Bamford one where he's trying to call for the ball and he's offside because his arm's up calling for the ball.
One that also Werner as well. So you got that one, right? So as I said, I've got lots of pictures.
This is just going to be me crying about.
No, I don't actually think. I know one of them is Spurs. I know that much. Right. So fans think 67% of fans think VAR is less enjoyable, makes football less enjoyable. Right. Another quiz. How many sort of VAR favours? So how many sort of decisions have favoured certain clubs? So we'll start with United. Dom, how many do you think they've had favoured them?
I've seen this the other day.
I know all one off by ours.
Oh, I think United's like 12 or something stupid like that.
12.
No, I think United's is like 2. If you do a net score, it's like plus 2, isn't it?
It's actually 7. 7 favours. They've had
I'm
7
favourable about goals.
Yeah. 7 favourable decisions. Chelsea.
That's fucking.
Let's have a guess for Chelsea. Chelsea. Anyone want hazard a guess for Chelsea?
Like 12.
12. Dom?
Chelsea, and it'll probably be like 10.
No, it's actually 5. They've had 5 favourable. Liverpool.
Right. My reason for this is we had if you do a goals one, we're down 7. We're on -7 in terms of goals given. So I think it's either going to be like -10 or -2.
No, the favourable decisions. You have been given some VAR decisions that are favourable to you.
So we're not counting the ones going against us. Brilliant.
We all know VAR's done the dirty to Liverpool all season. We're just
2 are a push.
Dom?
I think it's higher. I think it's like 8.
It's 5. Spurs have had.
Where do we have 5 decisions go on?
Spurs have had 4. City have had 3. Arsenal have had 1. They've had 1 favourable decision, which is mad. Do we think VAR's ruined the game? Dom?
No, VAR. I'll go first. I'll let the qualified referee go first.
You go first.
No, you go first. You go first.
VAR hasn't. No, it's the referees who run it. Like, VAR itself is actually a good thing. But the referees who run it are so brain dead at times that it gives VAR a bad rep. Like, some of the decisions they've come to are beyond me. The Soucek bloody red card versus Fulham. Mike Dean shouldn't have sent him off. But how has the video assistant referee sat there, watched that and went, I might have to give this one to Mike, I can't figure this one out, This is a tough one. I'm going to have to pass this one over to the on-field referee so he can make the decision. A blind Stevie Wonder could probably say that wearing a red card.
Dom, do you think the VAR's ruined the game?
I wouldn't say it's ruined the game because it works in all other leagues, and then like Tom said, we've got these officials running it. It's so stupid. Our officials are so slow. We've got the Germans, nothing goes wrong there. We've got I think the Italians use it now and again, and nothing goes wrong there. But when it comes to the English Premier League, somehow we make the most mistakes through the VAR. And that makes people say VAR shit. It isn't VAR, which is shit. VAR is trying to fix the game to make it more equal, I'd say. But Tom might disagree with equal.
When you've seen some of the decisions that have went against us this season, I'm not having it equal.
The thing is, VAR, it's
I
not...
had to watch my star centre-back get his knee snapped into and then be told that he's offside, so it's not a red card.
I've got a view on this that is similar to yours. I've advocated VAR. Technology is a wonderful thing. I want it in the best league. The referees are shit. The referees are hired on the back of a Frosties box. I tell you, this is how it's happening now, right? You don't go to Alton Towers. You don't go to Thorpe Park. You become a Premier League referee. That's how they do it. You literally put your name, address, your age on the back of the Frosties box. You send that to the FA. That is how you're hired. There is no other possible way that we've got Mike Dean as referee. He's absolute dog shit. Chris saying...
I'd love if BT or Sky or a newspaper or whatever got a qualified referee and a normal bloke to sit there and VAR the same game and see who got the decisions correct more often than
I was just about to say, they sort of do that with the relatively qualified referee. I do question sometimes.
Do not put Peter Walton in that category.
He's
sooner jump into it than disagree with the rest.
I've said questionable referees. I've not said that he's qualified. Questionable.
The BT referee.
Peter Walton.
I was watching one, right? It was like a 3 o'clock game. It was like some shit game. And he went, one decision, he went, yeah, that's a handball. Oh, VAR looked at it. That's not a handball. And then he went back later on and went, yeah, it was a handball. And everyone was like, what the fuck is he going on about? What a screw.
Then you've got Amazon who have got Clattenburg.
Yeah, but he's actually...
Clattenburg's all right.
He's all right, but he should probably be at BT. And then Sky have, who the fuck does Sky have? Does refs watch on a Monday? No, on a Monday. Yeah, Dermot Gallagher, and then
he's awful as well.
Then BBC don't have one. Yeah, that's it. So you got Peter Walton, Dermot, and Mark Clattenburg. I'm waiting for Howard Webb to get a job. He was
my favourite thing about it is you'll sit there hearing Peter Walton go, "Oh, I don't think that's a penalty," and it'll cut back to the commentators and I'll go, "Well, I disagree with Peter there because you can see he's booted him in the leg." No. It's an accidental collision. It's going to jump into a pit and try and disagree with the referee.
Yeah, it's absolute madness. Chris saying, my bloody niece, who isn't even 1 year old, is better than our clown of a referee in this country. I think that's being a bit disrespectful to clowns, if I'm being honest with you. It didn't work well in the World Cup, actually.
It did. It was just
in
a
the
bit,
final
it was like an
France
overused
penalty,
thing.
which was undeserved. Yeah, don't forget, we are going to have teething problems with VAR. As people
The
get
referees were
used
very
to.
hyperactive to use it. Like they were using it for everything, trying to nitpick
Yeah.
it so it came
And also, the
crossword.
referees who officiated the games were completely different national to the people who wanted the VAR.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They did not speak the same language at all.
It wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie.
It did work well though because there wasn't an English referee there, so make it out what you will.
We had a couple of English referees refereeing in the international break. We had Michael Oliver and a name I always seem to forget.
Taylor.
Pearson, not Pearson.
Taylor.
Pawson.
That's the one. Craig Pawson, and you've got Michael Oliver. They were the two referees.
Well, if you want anything that sums up the refereeing stand in this country, for the first set of knockout fixtures in the Champions League, there wasn't an English referee involved, and there was no contentious decisions. The second set of fixtures, there was an all-English refereeing team for PSG versus Barcelona. That had 3 very contentious decisions that I think 2 were wrong.
Oh, I know which ones you're on about. Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me. Have you seen the quality of referee? I mean, we this is partly why this obviously a show, as I say, was on a different channel. I've moved it over here because at the end of the day, I want it to be more focused, more sort of drilled into my own channel. And that's why this was created, because referees are just so shit in this country. I feel like it's our obligation to actually explain it to people, explain why these referees have made that decision. Even I get it. Even sometimes, even I'm looking at it going, that's actually, I don't understand what he's done there. But to be fair,
at the end of the season, if a fan out there could make a compilation of every incorrect decision a referee made this season, how long do you reckon it'd be?
I volunteer not to do that because that will take up 6 years of my life.
Like, I reckon you could get an hour-long video out of it.
An hour? I think that's being generous. I think about a 2-3 hour video. It'll be like a movie.
We're not showing replays. We're not showing replays in my one. We're just showing the decisions. Bam, bam, bam.
I'm not showing replays in mine either. But I feel like you could get a 2-hour video out of this. The sort of last bits I wanted to talk about, obviously, as I said, this one is a bit rushed because we all do have another show at 8 o'clock. That's what I'm saying. It's referees. In fact, the referee's not English when it goes. In fact, if the referee not English, then it goes well. Yeah. John Moss and Mike Dean are literal worst referees.
I don't get how John Moss is a referee. Oh my god,
you really like?
He's the large one. We'll go large.
Yeah.
He can't keep up with the play. The reason he makes so many poor decisions is when you see it on the replay, the decision happens like there.
But he's on
John
the
Moss
centre
is like
circle.
all the way back there.
Nah. The replays show that John Moss is on the centre circle eating a pasty.
Zooms in on him when he's making the decision. He runs about 30 yards to finally get to where it was.
He's like, assistant, you were closer than me there. Is that a penalty? I don't know, John. It's on your side. Yeah, but I was tucking into a pick a mix at the other end.
Liverpool Tottenham game?
Oh my god! Don't even, man. Why does it always go? He sat there and he was told, "I don't think it's hit Dejan Lovren, so I don't think it's a penalty. But if it has hit him, it's a penalty. I don't know, mate. I'm just going to give the penalty."
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
I nearly went and missed it.
Oh, I don't know. It's mad. I've got a couple of things. Now, I don't think this is an actual thing. I don't think the referees do this. But it's something I saw, and I was like, I could get behind this. None of this toenails offside. I like this. So, the first picture is called offside probability. I don't know if anyone is aware of offside probability. It's something
we can have expected offsides in a minute.
No, I googled offside rules and stuff like that, and I saw this, and I was like, I could get behind this. I like it. So the first picture is this. So this is saying that there is a 28% chance that is offside, right? So that's that. Then the next one is this one. I think it's the same game. If I've got it
Oh,
correctly.
it shows like the different graphics that they're using.
Yeah, so this is 72% probability. So what I'm proposing is that we use a probability of 70%. I was talking to Saul, said 50. I actually want it up to 70. That, for me, is offside, right? That I would be happy saying that's offside. This one here, I'm not happy saying that's offside.
It's the same decision, though.
Yeah, but there's two different graphics. They've twiddled it. They've messed with it so it shows you the different sort of percentages. That, not happy. The other one I'm happy with. So would you be happy if the referee, if the FA said at the start of the season, we're going to change the offside rule to offside probability, and if you are 70% offside, so if it's 70 and below, that's not offside, that's onside. If it's anything 70 and above, you're offside. Do you think that would help? Because that will stop the things like Werner, where he's calling for the ball and these classes offside in the Patrick Bamford. It prevents them. The one where, was it someone's toenail was offside? You had Firmino's armpit that was offside. All of these decisions, they would be classed as onside because the probability is below 70%. Would you be happy? We'll start with you, Tom, as a fan. Would you be happy if, let's say, Liverpool had a decision that you were attacking and that you were below 70% probability and that's onside? Would you be happy seeing that sort of direction with the offside rule?
No, I haven't looked into it, so I'm just going off what I've seen there. I don't know how the offside probability percentage worked out. So
neither do I. I just saw
like I wouldn't be able to trust it. I think that would just cause even more controversy. How have you got 50% offside? You can see he's like 20%, or he's obviously 80%.
No,
like,
I'm sure there's a calculation with it, with distance, or
I just think it causes more issues. At least now it's black and white, but it's a bit harsh. But I'd rather it be a bit harsh than not be as black and white and have all these little
instead of probability, what about millimeters? So let's say if they are 2 centimeters, let's say on the pitch, 2 centimeters or 6 or whatever, that's the doubt. So that's the benefit of the doubt. So let's say 10 centimeters for the fun of it, right? Let's say that the 10 centimeters is the benefit of the doubt. Would you be happy seeing that implemented then? Sort of a bit like the offside probability, but there's the benefit of the doubt.
He's still offside in my eyes then. Like I wouldn't. I think I've had it in my head like this. I know it would probably cause issues. I think that stadiums in England, because I've watched it in NBA basketball recently, they have a camera on the sideline that will just go along with the play. Like a person controls it and it goes in like horizontally, like perpendicular, whatever it is, along the pitch. I think that the Premier League should introduce one of them and have it in line with the last line of defence at all times. That way, when you come to them contentious decisions, you have a perfectly perpendicular angle to figure out whether he's offside or not. There's no debate then about whether, this angle makes him look offside, but this one don't. You have a definitive answer because you've got the one way to properly discern it in front of you. But I don't know how much it costs. I don't know how, like...
Oh, money's not a problem for the FA or the Premier League, is it? Let's be real. Money isn't an issue for them corrupt bastards. It's never a problem. Money is never a problem for the Premier League. In fact, their bank balances suggest that. But Dom, we'll start with like offside probability, and then we'll move to benefit of the doubt. Would you be happy seeing offside probability brought in to reverse some of these ridiculous decisions like Firmino's armpit and Werner calling for the ball and being classed as offside? Would you be happy seeing offside probability brought in just to scrap these ridiculously stupid ideas? But if you don't want offside probability, would the benefit of the doubt of a certain amount of a measurement be better for you?
I don't think we should bring in the offside probability because it's a probability of being onside or offside. You can't, with these percentages, you don't know how they're working them out at all, like Tom said. But with the benefit of doubt, what Wenger said, it was like the goal score. I can't remember what he said. It was like the goal scoring foot or goal scoring part of the body, you've got to give the benefit of the doubt for 10 centimetres.
Yeah.
So let's say they score with the head, they're not going to be running backwards, they're going to be running forwards. So that 10 centimetres is that where they're going to start with the run or the posture. But it's just a hard one because anything that the Premier League will bring in, it's...
Like, I could in theory back the benefit of the doubt thing if it was minuscule, like a centimetre at most.
Yeah.
It would mean that like the Mane one is onside because most people can see it's offside, but in reality, you might be like 2 millimeters offside.
That's sort of what I'm saying. I'm sort of saying a benefit of doubt with a certain measurement, just to get rid of these ridiculous ones like Firmino's armpit and Bamford and Werner.
I also think we need to change the handball rule, and what he did this season with the sleeve, that needs to go.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Just put it back to the shoulders. That's what handball. That is still arm. Yeah. That's still in theory a handball. I think they should go back to how it was. Because
I totally agree.
Not only is it just an incorrect rule, in my opinion, it's caused injuries this season. And it's like the VAR delay thing where they have to let play go on for a certain amount of time before putting the flag up. I know Rui Patricio's all right now, but that was a bad head collision. And we could get even worse in the future. Like, I'm struggling to see why it needs to be like that. If the referee puts his flag up straight away because he's that confident it's offside, VAR should be able to go another 5 seconds to get to the point. Like, it should be.
To be fair, unless it's really close, so unless the assistant really hasn't got a bloody clue, then I'm cool with that. If the referee's got any sort of doubt, then don't put your flag up. Let it play. VAR will correct. But no, I do what you mean. I do know what you mean when it's clearly offside. The lino knows exactly what he's doing.
He's got to wait for a potential attack to finish when it's clearly in the corner. The plays have practically stopped. But no, boys, you could score. I need to wait to put my flag up here.
What's your thoughts on that? Just let him play run until the attack's been done.
It's stupid. I think it needs to be scrapped because, like Tom said, it's causing injuries. It's causing way too many injuries. There's too many fucking people getting injured. But I can't remember. I think it was United Leipzig at home, and the linesman put his flag up early. And I think the commentator, I think it was Steve McManaman, he's a wanker, but he went, the linesman shouldn't be putting his flag up so early. But what if Marcus Rashford gets absolutely clattered by the fucking keeper and his leg gets broken? It causes another injury, causes another problem. So if the linesman's so confident with his decision and the referee is confident in the linesman, do it. Put your flag up, blow the whistle, and stop the play.
Why not put the flag up more often? And then if the linesman's decision is incorrect, give the team that the offside was given against an indirect free kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I very rarely.
Because in theory, Van Dijk's injury was caused by the referee not putting the flag up because he was offside.
If the assistant referee is that confident, it's very rarely going to be wrong. It's only the real tight ones, and the referee they won't do it. They'll just let play go on. There's been some of them that are blatantly offside, which you can tell, but it is what it is. Is the famous saying of Aubameyang. Remember Spurs Watford? John Moss said it wasn't given when it actually was. When Dele Alli scored, wasn't the right decision either. There's been so many that I've completely.
I seem to remember Harry Kane asking Mike Dean what the foul was for or whatever, and Mike Dean went, "I don't know. I was just told to give it."
There was one against United Southampton. Mike Dean went over to the monitor and he even said to the linesman, "I don't even know why I'm over here."
That's just referees for you. Big up to DC. Ollie Watkins versus West Ham. Ings versus Villa. There's been a few.
Another thing I'd love to see as a fan anyway. I don't know about your, obviously, the referees, you could have your piece. Why don't, like in other sports like rugby, why don't we get to hear the referees mic'd up?
Because you'll be horrified them talking about a lasagna when trying to work out.
No, they've done it if you go on UEFA's website, they've done the man in the middle, which is quite good. It just shows
I know
Why can't we do that in the Premier League?
Yeah, but for the Premier League, put it this way: you will hear Jonathan Moss talking to Andre Mariner about cooking a lasagna when discussing if that's a penalty.
I'm not bothered about that, but like when it comes to a decision and deciding on the decision,
that's what I mean. That's why they can't do it. That's why they can't do it because
lasagna.
No, I'm using that obviously exaggeration, but they're gonna say some shit that you're gonna be like, well, hold up, that's not even relevant. They're probably that stupid that they probably haven't got their retraining yet.
But then if they're mic'd up, they can't say stupid stuff like that because then they're going to be mercilessly crucified for it. Like this would just in theory enforce a higher quality because no one wants to make a mistake when they're mic'd up.
They won't care as long as their pay packet remains the same.
Times, like the fans have to listen at all times. I think it's like decisions in rugby. You see it where the ref goes like, I don't know, it's like a scrum or something. What they call it, the chasers.
They do want to bring it into football where in the highlights packages, so Match of the Day, Sky, their highlights package, they are talking about potentially allowing us to hear the referees in there, but not
because then it can be edited, and we know what.
No, they will be editing it because they want it edited because of foul language. They say they can't play it because of foul language from the players.
My thing with that is you can 30-second delay it. That's the thing. You can have a 30-second delay where you will have TV producers ready to bleep it.
If you put a live game on now, you're 5 seconds behind that actual play.
That's well enough time for someone to hear it and go, shit, let me just bleep that real quick.
Yeah, but I suppose they're just all about. To be fair, it'll be far too much for the FA to do. They probably wouldn't enjoy it at all. Tip of the boot is the best, I think. Big up to Luca. I'm all right. Are you? And then Matt put in Flow Rider Whistle Baby. Big up to Matt. But I think that's pretty much everything we were going to talk about in this one. Obviously, next week we'll be here, regardless of what other people do on their channels. We'll be here Thursdays at 7:00. Dom is frozen.
He's not frozen in a very good position, has he? There's something on Super's tongue he wants to say. He's just trying to think of the best way to say it.
He's just thinking the best way of. He's back. He's back.
Why are we laughing at me? Why are we laughing at me?
Because you had frozen. I was just saying that we'll be back here 7 p.m. next Thursday. Regardless of what other people do on their channels, I couldn't give a flying fuck what time they want to do it. We've got the bad content. But yeah, we'll be here next Thursday, looking at all the big decisions and the decisions from the Champions League. We'll do it at 7:00. Again, it'll be another quick. It'll be another quick one because United and Arsenal are playing Europa League next Thursday. Dom's going to have to run away quite quickly. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Dom, mate, Genie's going to clip all this. He's going to clip all this.
Not sure what Dom is doing. Mojo Joe saying, nice one, good panel. Cheers for tuning in. Make sure you are tuned in at 8 p.m. in literally 7 minutes because we'll be back for the tier-in Premier League champions. RJ saying thanks for the screenshot. That was a beautiful pic.
Why has he put Junior Irish, not from London? Shut the fuck up.
I haven't even got that up there. It is what it is. But yeah, we'll be here next Thursday, 7 p.m. as always with the Refs Watch. Tom, where can they find you?
Point at it, Tom. Go on, Tom. Point at it. Point at it, Tom.
I'm uncomfortable with the ass that I'm getting off, Tommy. I think it's in the description. I haven't practiced my point, so I don't want to make myself look like a right knob and point over in the space.
You can find him at _Tom_little__.
You can find him.
Tom. That way. There you go.
Oh, Dom, you're doing me lovely there, mate.
Find him here.
Yeah. You can find him there. Dom, where can they find you though?
So you can find me at United_Dom1 on Twitter. You can find me at Tom Little on Snapchat, and you can find me at Nile_PAFC on Instagram.
You can't. It's actually got rebranded to Let's Talk EPL _.
Let's just clear up as well. If you can't find Dom on Twitter, he's probably doing something with Genie. So give him a little bit of time, and then he'll sort that out.
See you at 8 o'clock. Bye.
Catch you in a bit. Big thanks to everyone watching. It's been absolutely brilliant. As I said, 8 p.m. in about 6 minutes. Make sure you tuned in. It's going to be a feisty one. RJ's going to be there. Tom's going to be there. Genie's going to be there. Schools is going to be there. Got the treble. You got the Liverpool one. Then you got the Invincible. You're only allowed one in GOATed. Only one can be the ultimate champion.
That's obvious. It's Man City's 100 points.
I'm
only here for half an hour. I'm only here for half an hour because I got 14 in a bit. But I will sit there. If an Arsenal fan puts Invincibles and GOATed, everyone watching has my way. I will spend my half hour arguing the toss with them. Drawing twice with Portsmouth ain't good enough.
I'll explain the rules in there. It's not just Premier League; it's all competitions as well. It's what you did. Everything gets taken into consideration. So there is going to be that as well. So make sure you're tuned in for that one. It's going to be an epic one. I know that much. Make sure you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Go check out all the socials. Go check us out on Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. And we'll see you in about 5 minutes. But